We like to think we are in control of our lives, making conscious decisions based on logic and reason. But the truth is, we are driven by forces deep within us, primal instincts, unconscious emotions, and patterns etched into our brains over millennia. To navigate the complex world of social dynamics, to protect ourselves from manipulation, and to truly understand the people around us, we must first understand human nature itself. Today, we decode Robert Greene's masterpiece, The Laws of Human Nature. We will explore the 18 essential laws that govern why people do what they do, and more importantly, how you can master your own emotions and become a master at reading anyone. This is your guide to becoming a realistic, strategic, and self-possessed individual in a world of predictable irrationality. Here is a comprehensive summary of the laws of human nature. Master your own emotions. The internal game. Before you can read anyone else, you must first master yourself. Your own unchecked emotions are the biggest obstacle to seeing the world clearly. Law 1. The Law of Irrationality. Master your emotional self. We believe we are rational, but we are fundamentally emotional creatures. We make decisions based on feelings and then use logic to justify them afterward. This irrationality is the source of most of our bad decisions and social friction. The key? Learn to detach from your emotional impulses in the moment. When you feel a strong emotion, anger, excitement, defensiveness, do not react. Instead, create a pause. Observe the feeling as if it were a weather pattern passing through you. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to make me do? Is that action in my long-term interest? By creating this space, you shift from a reactive animal to a strategic human. The goal is not to eliminate emotion, but to prevent it from hijacking your intelligence. Law 2. The Law of Narcissism. Transforms self-love into empathy. We are all, to some degree, narcissistic. We see the world through our own lens, constantly relating everything back to ourselves. This prevents us from truly understanding others. There are two types: the deep, insecure narcissist who craves constant validation, and the healthy narcissist who has a strong sense of self and can look outward. The key? To truly understand people, you must practice clinical empathy. Suspend your own ego and judgments for a moment. Try to get inside their world. What is their childhood? What are their insecurities? What do they truly want? By diagnosing their character, you gain immense power. You can predict their moves, avoid triggering their sensitivities, and influence them by appealing to their deep-seated needs, not your own. Law 3. The Law of Role-Playing. See through people's masks. Everyone wears a mask. We present an idealized version of ourselves to the world, hiding our darker, more insecure traits. This is a necessary part of social life. The danger is when we mistake the mask for the reality, and when we become trapped in our own public persona. The key? Observe the moments when the mask slips. Look for inconsistencies between someone's words and their actions. Pay attention to leakage, subtle body language, tone of voice, or jokes that reveal a hidden feeling. The most reliable way to see behind a person's mask is to observe how they behave under pressure or in moments of unexpected stress. That's when the true character emerges. Law 4. The Law of Compulsive Behavior. Uncover people's character. People are not unpredictable. Their behavior is driven by deep, ingrained patterns formed in early childhood. This is their character. While people can learn and adapt superficially, their core character remains remarkably stable. Understanding someone's character allows you to predict their future behavior. Look for the signature of a person's character. Are they deeply insecure and need constant attention? The insecure narcissist? Are they prone to sudden bursts of anger? The impulsive? Are they rigid, bureaucratic, and hate change? The rigid? Once you identify the pattern, you can predict how they will react to success, failure, conflict, and power. You will stop being surprised by people's bad behavior because you saw the seeds of it long ago. Part 2. Read the room and understand others, the external game. Once you have mastered your own emotions, you can turn your gaze outward to decode the people around you. Law 5. The law of covetousness. Become an elusive object of desire. In any group, there is an invisible hierarchy. People are constantly vying for position, attention, and status. The surest way to lose status is to be too eager, too needy, too available. Desperation is palpable and repulsive. The key: create an air of mystery and self-sufficiency. Don't be so quick to share your opinions, your life story, or your need for approval. Be selective with your presence and your attention. When you are less available, your value increases. People are drawn to those who seem to be comfortable in their own skin and who don't need them. This law is about mastering the art of strategic aloofness to generate interest and respect. Law 6. The law of short-sightedness. Elevate your perspective. We are all trapped in the present, reacting to immediate events and emotional triggers. We are tunnel-visioned, unable to see the long-term consequences of our actions. This leads to decisions that feel good now, but are disastrous later. The key: force yourself to adopt a broader, more long-term perspective. When faced with a decision, ask, what will the consequences of this be in 6 months, in 6 years? Detach from the drama of the immediate moment and look at the larger patterns. The people who succeed are not necessarily the smartest, but those who can delay gratification and think beyond the current emotional wave. Law 7. The law of defensiveness. Soften people's resistance by confirming their self-opinion. People are deeply defensive about their self-image. They will resist any idea or person that threatens how they see themselves. Direct criticism, even if constructive, is often met with hostility and denial. The key: to influence people, you must first make them feel safe and validated. Start by affirming their beliefs and subtly flattering their self-opinion. Use empathy to see the world from their perspective. Before you try to change their mind, show them that you understand and respect their point of view. This lowers their defenses and makes them open to your influence. You must master the art of indirect persuasion. Law 8. The law of self-sabotage. Change your circumstances by changing your attitude. We all have a dark side, the repressed negative parts of our personality that we refuse to acknowledge. This shadow doesn't disappear. It festers and eventually erupts in moments of stress, causing us to self-sabotage our own success. The key: you must integrate your shadow. Instead of repressing your negative traits, envy, greed, laziness, aggression, acknowledge them. Accept that they are a part of you. By bringing them into your conscious awareness, you gain control over them. You can channel their energy into productive outlets. Self-awareness of your own dark side is the ultimate protection against it. Law 9. The law of repression. Confront the dark side of your nature. This expands on the previous law. The more we try to appear good and pure, the more we repress our natural negative impulses. This creates immense inner tension. This repressed energy often leaks out in passive-aggressive behavior, sudden outbursts, or physical ailments. The key: true mental health and power come from accepting the entirety of your nature, the light and the dark. Be honest about your ambitions, your envies, and your aggressive drives. This doesn't mean acting on them destructively, but acknowledging their presence. A person who is comfortable with their own darkness is far less likely to be controlled by it or to project it onto others. Law 10. The law of envy. Beware the fragile ego. Envy is the most poisonous of all human emotions. It is the pain we feel when we see someone else have something we want: success, talent, happiness, attention. It often masquerades as other things: devaluation, like he's not that good anyway, backhanded compliments, or sudden coldness. The key: learn to detect the subtle signs of envy in others. Beware of people who praise you too effusively. Their admiration may be a cover for resentment. To defend against envy, you can downplay your successes, deflect praise onto others, or cultivate an air of humility. Don't flaunt your good fortune, as it will only activate the serpent of envy in those around you. Law 11. The Law of Grandiosity. Know your limits. Many people suffer from a God complex. They overestimate their own abilities and believe they can operate outside the rules that govern everyone else. This grandiosity leads to reckless overreach and an inevitable fall. The key: maintain a realistic perspective on your own abilities and limits. Success can be intoxicating, and it's easy to start believing your own press. Stay grounded. Surround yourself with people who will tell you the truth, not just what you want to hear. Keep your feet on the ground, even when your head is in the clouds. True power lies in knowing exactly what you are capable of and what you are not. Law 12. The Law of Gender Rigidity. Reclaim your masculine or feminine power. We all have both masculine and feminine traits within us. The masculine is about focus, action, and assertiveness. The feminine is about receptivity, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Society often pressures us to repress one side, making us unbalanced. The key: to be a complete and powerful human being, you must integrate both sides. A man who has developed his feminine side is more intuitive and understanding. A woman who has developed her masculine side is more assertive and capable of direct action. Don't be trapped by rigid gender roles. Cultivate the qualities you lack to become a more well-rounded, adaptable, and magnetic person. Law 13. The Law of Aimlessness. Advance with a sense of purpose. Most people drift through life without a clear sense of direction. They react to circumstances and follow the path of least resistance. They are aimless, and this aimlessness breeds anxiety, frustration, and resentment. The key: develop a higher sense of purpose. Find a vocation, a challenge, or a craft that you can dedicate yourself to. This purpose will be your compass, guiding your decisions and giving you the energy to overcome obstacles. People with a strong sense of purpose are more confident, more resilient, and more magnetic to others. They have an inner fire that the aimless lack. Law 15. The Law of Fickleness. Make them want to follow you. People are fickle. They will worship you one day and tear you down the next. This is especially true for those in power. People naturally resist being controlled and will find reasons to resent any authority figure. The key: to lead effectively, you cannot rely on formal authority alone. You must create a deep psychological connection with people. This involves several things: vision, give them a compelling picture of the future; communication, speak to their emotions and self-interest; strength, project confidence and competence so they feel secure; the human touch, connect with them on a personal level. True leadership is an art form that makes people want to follow you, not because they have to, but because it serves their own deepest needs. Law 16. The Law of Aggression. See the hostility behind the facade. Aggression is a part of human nature. It's not always physical violence. It can be passive-aggressive behavior, constant criticism, bureaucratic stonewalling, or subtle attempts to undermine you. Most people are chronic aggressors who express their hostility in indirect, socially acceptable ways. The key: learn to recognize these passive-aggressive patterns early. Do not let them fester. When you detect hidden hostility, it is often best to confront it calmly and directly. Name the behavior. This short-circuits their indirect strategy. And if you are faced with a truly toxic and aggressive person, remember the ultimate form of power is the ability to disengage and walk away. You don't have to play their game. Law 17. The Law of Generational Myopia. Seize the historical moment. We are all shaped by the spirit of our generation. The generation that came of age during a war has a different mindset than one that grew up in prosperity. We tend to see the world through our generational lens, which creates blind spots and conflict with other generations. The key: broaden your perspective to understand the generational forces at play. What were the defining events of their youth? What is their unspoken collective mentality? By understanding this, you can better relate to people of different ages, anticipate their values and biases, and navigate the inevitable generational tensions in the workplace and society. Law 18. The Law of Death Denial. Contemplate your mortality. We spend our lives trying to deny the inevitability of death. We cling to comforts, avoid risks, and get bogged down in trivialities. This fear of death makes us live small, safe lives. The key: the final law is the most profound. To truly live, you must confront your own mortality. By regularly contemplating the fact that your time is limited, you strip away the non-essential. You gain the courage to take risks, to speak your truth, and to pursue what truly matters to you. The awareness of death is the ultimate source of vitality, focus, and inner freedom. It transforms life from a passive waiting game into an active, urgent pursuit of meaning. By understanding and applying these 18 laws, you move from being a puppet of your own emotions and a victim of others' manipulations to a master of your own fate. You learn to see the hidden forces that drive human behavior in yourself and in everyone around you. The journey is not easy. It requires constant self-reflection, observation, and practice. But the reward is immense: true self-mastery, deeper connections, and the power to navigate the complex, fascinating, and often irrational world of human nature with clarity and confidence.